So in previous class, as I told that Python is a powerful language. So I will recap only few things, 1 2 lines I'll recap. Then we'll move to the next. So when you are working with Python, it is called as powerful language, and it is called as general purpose programming language developed by Guido van Rossum in the year 1989. So here it is called as a general purpose programming language. So any type of application or any type of project can be developed using Python. It is not for one category of applications, or it is for any type of application, or it is for any category of application. So using Python, we can develop Windows applications, we can develop websites, we can develop scientific applications, we can develop networking applications, we can work with games or animation softwares, and we can work with data science, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, IoT, Internet of Things, and we can work with DevOps, AWS, and we can work with SAS, then reporting tools, testing tools. So all these can be used. Python is used in all these. So Python is introduced in the year 1989, and it is introduced for Mathematical Research Institute called CWI, located in Netherlands. So it is initially introduced as internal project, and within 2 years, in 1991, it is released for public, so that IT companies can use the Python software or Python language, and they can develop applications or projects. And as I said before, like Java is introduced in the year 1995, .NET is introduced in the year 2000. So before Java and before .NET, so this Python is there. So when you are working with this Python, in Python you can see many versions. So now the current version of Python is so here I am typing python.org. So here current version of Python is here you can see downloads. You can see the latest version. Here you can see Python 3.8.3 is there. So this is the latest version of Python. So you can see many versions. Python software or Python language is updating, or they are upgrading the Python software. They are adding new features. They are releasing new versions in Python. They are releasing new frameworks, new technologies. All these they are doing it. So Python software is maintained by Python Software Foundation, or we can say Python community. So they are working on this software, or they are working on this language. So now in today's class, we are going to discuss about different implementations of Python, and then we are going to see the features of Python also. So here when we see here, we can see different flavors of Python. Flavors means we can say implementations of Python. Python language is implemented in different ways. Like for example, if you take C language, in a C language we can see Turbo C, ANSI C, Borderland C, all these are there. So in a Linux we can see Ubuntu, Fedora, Linux Mint, we can see other flavors. So in Unix also we can see SCO Unix, Sun, Solaris, and many other flavors are there. In the same way, in Python we can see various flavors here. Here you can see C Python is there. So Python language default implementation is C Python. So if any student is learning Python, it means that the student is learning C Python. Okay. So this C Python is developed by Guido van Rossum. Before I have told, Python is developed by Guido van Rossum. So C Python is developed by Guido van Rossum. It is written in a C language. It has a C libraries, and the Python modules or Python files are there. So when we say about C Python, it is compiled and interpreted. So yesterday I have told this. So when you write a Python program, then a Python compiler is there. So Python compiler will convert that Python program to bytecode. Okay, so bytecode means intermediate code or middle level language or assembly language. So that bytecode is sent to PVM, Python virtual machine. So PVM will take bytecode and then it will interpret that bytecode to machine code or executable code, or we can say binary code or native code, we can say. So all these conversions are done. So Python program means high level language. Yesterday I've told this. So high level language, that program is compiled and compiler gives bytecode. Bytecode means middle level language. Bytecode is used for portability or platform independence. Okay, yesterday I've told this in detail. So those who missed yesterday's class and previous classes, 2 demos, you can watch the videos in YouTube so that you can clearly follow what I've told. Okay, so bytecode is sent to Python virtual machine. Their interpreter will work. So interpreter will take the bytecode and then it gives the native code or executable code, it will give. So yesterday I've told, like those who teach old versions of Python, they may say that Python is has interpreter, it works slow. Okay, but when like those who are teaching latest versions of Python, okay, so they will say that Python is compiled and interpreted. So it is 100% correct. Okay, and here you can see Jython or JPython is there. So Jython or JPython is used to develop Java applications. So this will run with Java virtual machine. With Java virtual machine, it is going to be executed. Okay. So when we are working with this Jython or JPython, in Jython or JPython, we can use Python programs. Python programs can be used. So here in a Python application, we can use other languages code. In other languages applications, we can use the Python code. So as I told before, in previous examples, in previous demos, as I told, like Python is used for various things. Like Python we can use for mathematical and numerical calculations. Python is used for automation. I didn't explain about automation. In next classes, we'll see that. And Python is used to handle big data, large amount of data. And using Python, any application or any software we can develop. Okay. So if you take a C, C++, they are used for system programming, like writing programs, executing in Windows. All this is done. And Java is used for fast execution. And .NET is used for high-level security. So whenever you want to give a high level security for your applications or projects, then we can use this like .NET can be used. Okay. So here what we can do is in Python application, we can bring other languages features. Okay. That we can do it. So in Python application, we can use the C, C++ libraries. We can use the Java and .NET components, like programs we can use it. Okay. And in other languages, we can use the Python code. Python code we can use in other languages applications. Okay. So whenever you want to go for combination, Jython means here this Java and Python. So in Java application, if you want to use Python code for doing some task or anything, okay, then we can use Jython, because in real time you can see Java applications having a Python code for doing some tasks. And here you can see Iron Python is there. Third one I'm telling here. Iron Python means it is used for .NET applications. Like if anybody is developing .NET applications, in .NET applications, if they want to use a Python code, then Iron Python is used. Like some of you may be knowing, like to develop .NET applications, Visual Studio is there. Visual Studio, they can use that. But if they want to go for combination, then Iron Python is used. And here you can see PyPy is there here. So when you work with this PP or PyPy, we can say So it contains the packages developed by Python Software Foundation. So it contains the packages developed by Python Software Foundation or Python community. Okay. So if you want to search for any package, or if you want to install any package, then this is used. So here I am saying package. So Python modules, collection of Python modules is called as package. Here I am saying module. If I write a program, Python program, that Python program is called as module. We can say file, Python file. Python file or program, we can call it as a module. Set of modules, we'll call it as a package. So in Java, like when we say package, it is a collection of classes and interfaces. Okay, there we'll say like that. Here we'll say Python, in Python, package is a collection of modules. So module means Python program or Python file. It can have variables, functions, okay, then properties, classes. All these can be there in the module. And here you can see Ruby Python is there. Ruby Python. So when the web developers or programmers, if they are developing websites using Ruby on Rails, like here I'm saying Ruby on Rails. Ruby on Rails is a very important, like a very popular course. Like it is used for developing websites. For developing websites, Ruby on Rails is used. Okay, so those are developing websites using Ruby on Rails. And in that website, if they want to use Python code to perform some task, okay. So if they want to use Python code or Python objects, okay, or Python functions, if they want to use, then by using Ruby Python, it is done. It is a combination of two, like Ruby on Rails and Python. So here when we are discussing this Ruby Python, here I want to tell some basics related to websites here. So related to websites, we are going to discuss some basics. So when we are working with websites here, when you work with websites in internet, nearly 6 crores websites are there. Like every day, 1,000 sites are hosted or published in internet. Every day, new sites are hosted or published. Okay, so here websites means there are around 6 crores like this. Mobile applications, now that count is also increasing. Even mobile apps, there are around 4 crores like that. Mobile apps are there. Okay, so while working with websites, here we can see client system and server system will be there. Server system is there. Okay, so client system means if the system is having browser, okay, like Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, then it is called as a client system while opening websites. Okay, server system contains web server. Web server will be there. Okay, so here web server is a software or an application used to store and to run the websites. So whenever we are working with websites, they are executed using web server. So web server is a software or an application used to store and to run the websites. Okay, so without web server, websites are not executed. So in internet, in World Wide Web, thousands of servers or dedicated servers connected to internet. Like in each server, in a server system, in web server, like they may have 50 websites or 100 websites or 200 websites of different companies or different businesses can be there. They may be maintaining the sites. Okay, so for Java websites, the websites which are developed using Java, like Tomcat web server is used. Okay, and for .NET websites, like IIS web server is used. So IIS web server, Internet Information Services, like those are using ASP.NET, ASP.NET MVC, they'll use IIS web server. Okay, those are using PHP websites, then they will use Apache web server. And here Django is there. Python related course, Django. So for those who are using Django for developing websites, they will use Django web server. Django web server is used. Different web servers are available here. Okay. So now here, when you are working with websites here, website can have static pages and it can have dynamic pages. Okay. So some of you may be knowing all this, but I am repeating this here. So here, when you work with static pages, like HTML pages are called as static pages. If you are creating HTML pages, they are called as static pages or read-only pages. So static pages or read-only pages, HTML pages are controlled or managed by the browser. So using browser will allow you to move from one page to another page. So control is there, navigation is there. So HTML pages are used to display the same information to all the users accessing the web pages. Like whenever you want to display news or advertisements or images or any other content which is common to all the users, then we can use HTML pages. So HTML pages examples are home page or index page, like first page in the website, then about us, then contact us pages. In every website we'll see about us page, contact us page, a site map, like information about the site. So all these we can see, all these pages, and many other pages also can be there. Okay. So here HTML pages are client side. So they work in a browser or they will run in a browser, HTML pages. So HTML is a client side. It is client side, or we can say front end. So front end means which works in the browser. And here with along with HTML, we'll use other client side technologies. Okay, other client side technologies means we can use a JavaScript, then CSS, cascading style sheet. Okay, and here we can use a jQuery. And here we can use Angular JS. Angular we can use. And here we'll use Bootstrap. And here we are going to use a DOM. So document object model. And here React JS. All these are client side. All these works in browser. So when HTML files or HTML pages are created, it can have JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Angular. Old versions of Angular is Angular JS. Okay, after that they have named it as Angular. They have named. So Angular JS is based on JavaScript. Angular is based on TypeScript. Okay, and here Bootstrap is there. Then document object model, React JS, all these are used in the client side, in browser. In front end they are used. And here dynamic pages are also there. So dynamic pages. Okay, so dynamic pages means these are controlled or managed by the web server in the server system. So these are controlled or managed by the web server in the server system. So these pages are used to display different information from user to user. Like when users are working with the web pages, it will not show the same information. From user to user, information will change because server will show the information. So dynamic pages examples are like login page, registration page, then change password, password recovery, because data will go to the server and the server will give the response. Okay, and here to create a dynamic pages, here we have to use the server side technologies. Server side code we should use, or we can say back end technologies. Front end, back end we are saying here. I'm saying back end. Back end technologies are there. Server side technologies or server side code is used. Like here we'll say JSP, then servlets, then ASP.NET, ASP.NET MVC. Then here we'll use Ruby on Rails and Django, and here PHP and Node.js. So all these are the server-side technologies. And here you can see Django also. So Django is also server-side technology or a backend used for creating dynamic pages. So some students may have doubt, like HTML pages are already there, then why we should create dynamic pages? So dynamic pages advantage is whatever values we give in web pages, whatever data we give in web pages or in website, the data is secure. It is stored safely in the server, not in a client system, not in browser. We can store the data in the server. If the data is stored in the server, then data, we can store large amount of data, and it is safe. We can secure the data from middleman attacks or data tampering or hacking, all this. Because whenever we store confidential or sensitive data like passwords, then account number, credit card number, PIN number, so we have to save them in safely in the server. So data is stored safely in server, and execution is also fast. That's why we'll go with the dynamic pages. Data will be saved in server, not in client system, not in browser. And using dynamic pages, the pages can be integrated with the database. So if you want to integrate the web pages with MySQL or SQL Server or Oracle database or any other databases, database integration will be there. That's where we have to use the dynamic pages. So now we are all learning this Python. After completing Python, or at least core Python, you can learn Django framework. So Django framework is completely developed in Python, used for developing dynamic websites. Whenever you want to create the website with dynamic pages, then Django we can use it. Compared with other server-side technologies, Django is easy. Many other features are there. In Python classes, I should not tell more about Django, because I'm taking Django classes separately. Morning I'm taking Django. So you can attend the classes. If you complete the basics of Python, you can learn Django. Then you will learn how to develop websites. All these you are going to learn. Okay. So whatever I've told now, all these comes under Ruby Python. In Ruby Python, I have explained all these things. And next, sixth one is there. That is Anaconda Python is there. So this software is used to handle large volume of data processing. So this will take large volume of data of any company or business, and it will generate the reports in the required format. So it will do that. Okay. So here when we say about this the Anaconda Python, this is used while working with data science. So in future, if you learn that course, data science course, then you can use this implementation. Like you can download this and you can use it. Okay. And next one is a stackless Python is there. So it is used to do multiple activities concurrently or simultaneously. So whenever you want to do 2 or 3 tasks at a time, then a stackless Python we can use it. So here when you learn core and advanced Python, like as I said before, for core and advanced Python, I'm going to take 50 sessions, like 50 sessions. So 50 sessions means I'll try to complete within 2 months. I'll try to finish, because Sundays I'll not take classes Sundays. Monday to Saturday classes will be there, and after that I've told like project also we are going to discuss for 5-6 days. We are going to discuss about project, not like for 1 month like that. Okay, so in advanced Python we are going to discuss about multi-threading. We are going to discuss. So when we are using multi-threading in Python applications, multi-threading is a chapter, separate chapter. When we use multi-threading in a Python application, then Python application can do multiple tasks. So multi-threading leads to multitasking. So here we'll not use the software, like downloading this software, like a stackless Python, doing multiple tasks. All these will not do, because we'll write programs related to multi-threading, and we'll do it. So this is the easiest way for doing that multitasking. But we'll do programming. We'll do programming, and we are going to do it. Okay. So these are the different implementations of Python. So Python language default implementation is C Python. So when you are attending Python classes, then it means that you are learning C Python. Okay. And now we are going to discuss about the features of Python. Python features are there, like nearly 10 are there. We are going to see all these one by one. We are going to see here. Like when you work with Python, as I said before, Python is a beginner's language. Like anyone can learn Python. So without having any programming knowledge, without knowing C language basics, you can directly start with Python. So Python is for IT students, non-IT students, like those who want to work for on a technical, non-technical. It is also for non-technical also. So Python you can learn. So it is easy and easy to learn, easy to use. Python is easy to learn because simple language will be there. Syntaxes are very simple, and rules also are you can follow while doing programming. And developing applications is also easy. And here when we say about Python, it is a expressive language here. Expressive language means it is more understandable, and more readability will be there. Easily you can understand. It is not difficult like C, C++, Java, even like .NET also. It is not difficult. It is easily understandable, and readability will be there, because simple English is used here, not complicated words, difficult words. Okay, so in that case we can call it as expressive language. And here you can see Python is called as interpreted language. So yesterday I've told, like when we say about this Python, it is compiled and it is interpreted. So Python program is compiled and it is giving byte code, intermediate code. So again, intermediate code will go to Python, this Python virtual machine, and Python virtual machine will give the native code or executable code. And here you can see this fourth one here. Python, we can call it as portable. Here it is written as a cross-platform language. We can say Python is portable. Portable means platform independence is there. So in yesterday class, as I said, that Python is platform independent and also machine independent. So it is platform independent at development, and it is platform independent at production. So in both. Okay. So when you are learning Python, or when you are practicing Python, okay. So when you are learning, when you are practicing Python, or when you are developing applications, then you can use different operating systems. Any operating system you can use. So why? Because is Python software foundation, Python community, they have developed Python software which works in different operating systems. They have developed Python software for Windows, Python software for Unix, Python software for Linux, Python software for Mac OS, Python software for other AS400 or other operating systems. Okay, so in my system I'm using a Python software in Windows. Okay, so you may use Python in different in other operating systems. You can use in Linux. So you can use Python in Ubuntu, you can use, or Fedora or Linux Mint, you can use it. Because in companies, when those are working on Python code or Python projects, company will ask them to use Linux operating systems, because the Python is free software, and those operating systems also free only. and integration, all these can be done easily. Why? Because this, when they, if they develop the projects in Linux, so in internet servers also, in production servers, in internet servers also, Linux server will be there. So development server, Linux server will be the same. So your company may ask to use in that operating system. As I said before, when when I start this Python, for 2-3 classes, I'll tell how to run programs in Linux also. Like we'll use Ubuntu, there we'll see some commands, and we'll see how to run in other operating, in Linux operating system. We are going to discuss that. Okay. So when we are working with this uh, Python here, Python will run in any operating system, and it will runs in any flavor of it will run in any flavor of Unix or Linux operating system. It will execute here. So here you can see Python works in Python software. Python software works in any operating system here. Any operating system. Here you can any flavor of Unix, like Sun Solaris. Then here you can see IBM, AX, and here HPS, HPX, AT&Ts, and next one is VR4, BSC Unix, DEC Unix, Mac OS, Co Unix, all these. And Python software or Python language works in any flavor of Linux here. Like we can use Ubuntu or Fedora, Linux Mint. Then here other flavors you can see. Here you can see the names here. So in all these flavors, this Python software or Python language will works. Okay, so that's why here I'm saying that Python is a platform independent at development also. Okay, while using Python software, while using Python language, programmers can use any operating system. So according to their requirement, they can use. And as I said, Python applications, whatever applications you develop, whatever project you develop, or if you develop any website, so that Python application or Python project runs in any operating system. It runs in any OS. Okay, and it runs in any machine. In any device it will run. So how it is possible is in the client system, in a laptop or desktop, in a client server, like they may use any OS, or the CPU architecture may be different. So what we are going to do is like their Python virtual machine is installed. So Python virtual machine means it is a software. It is means they are files. Okay, when virtual machine is installed in the physical machine, then the Python application, website or any other application will run successfully. Okay, that is possible here. Okay, and Python works in any device, in laptop, desktop, in tablet PC, in smartphone, anywhere it will works. Okay, so it will work from laptop to multiprocessor servers, and it will works in other devices also, in low and high configuration systems. Low and high configuration systems it will work. Okay, and when you are working, when you are learning Python, when you are working with Python, so Python is used. Python programs you can run even in mobile also. If you want to practice Python in mobile, core or advanced Python programs, if you want to practice, even in mobile also it is possible. In internet, online compilers are there, like GDB and other compilers are there. So by using online compilers, you can practice core Python or advanced Python programs. You can practice. It is possible. We can do that. So here I've told about this cross-platform language or portability I've told. Okay, so here you can see one line is there. Python application developed in one OS can be executed in other operating systems without doing any changes or without doing any modifications. How it will run is using Python virtual machine. Using PVM, it is possible. Okay, and here you can see fifth point we are discussing now. Fifth point is free and open source and redistribution is there. So Python software is free software and it is open source. Like we can open the files of Python, we can see what code they wrote. All these we can check. Okay, so whatever modules developed by Python community, whatever files developed by Python community, so they are not hiding the code. That the source or programs, whatever modules, functions have created, anyone can see. And here you can see redistribution is there. So redistribution means we can customize the code. Whatever modules, whatever code written by the Python Software Foundation or Python community, that code we can customize. So we can do changes according to our requirement in the project, and we can use it. So now all the students, those are attending now we are learning Python. So to complete core and advanced Python, it may take 50 days or it may take 2 months to complete core and advanced Python. So when you are learning this course, then you will learn what is there in Python. Okay, what modules are there, what functions are there, what is in Python, you will learn all this. But while learning Python, you will not know what is missing in Python. In the beginning stages, you cannot do that. It is not possible. So you will not know what is not there in Python, what is missing in Python. You cannot identify. So those who join as a fresher in on Python, then whatever you learn, you will implement there. So in your first project, you will do implementation. All implementation is done. And after 3-4 years, when you are keep on working on Python projects on real time or live projects, then when you are working on big domains like banking or insurance and or else on other projects, then in that case, when you are keep on working on major domains, big projects, then when you are in the top level, like if you are working as a project manager or let us say module leader or some other designation, then you will be knowing what is not there in Python, what is missing in Python, like what additional code you should write, where customization is required. You will do that. Okay, so customization means you will not learn in the beginning only. So to learn Python, it takes many days. Again, implementation will take many days. Okay, so when you are doing project, if you customize the code, you can use that customized code in your project, and you can distribute that code to others so that others can use in their Python projects. That is called as a redistribution. So whatever code you have customized, you are redistributing them to others. That you are doing here. Okay, so now here next one is there, object oriented programming is there here. Okay, so like in yesterday's class, in day before yesterday's class, I have told many things about Python. I'm saying that Python is a software, or it is a powerful language. Many things, many words I'm using. Okay, but you may be having a doubt like what exactly it is. Okay, so when we say about this Python we'll call it as a scripting language. Python is a scripting language. Okay, and here you can see other scripting languages also. Other scripting languages means here you can see the list. Like here you can see shell scripting. Okay, some of you may be knowing this. And next Perl is there, PHP is there, TCL, TK. TCL, TK means Tkinter will say, used for developing desktop applications like a VB script, JavaScript, then Ant, PowerShell, and next Ruby on Rails is there. All these are the scripting languages. Okay, so here when we say about this Python is also a scripting language. Okay, so when we are working with Python, when you work with core and advanced Python, so Python has got its own features while doing programming. And in Python, we can see the other languages features. So here you can see this. So Python supports other languages features also. Okay, Python is a scripting language, but it supports other languages features. Here we can see it supports procedure-oriented programming, like C language. We can say structured oriented programming. Okay, how we are writing programs in C language, in the same way we can write programs in Python. That we can do. And Python supports C++, Java, object-oriented programming. Okay, like all the modern programming languages like Java, .NET, all these are object-oriented programming only. So Python also supports object-oriented programming. Like here also we can create classes, we can create objects, and we can implement object-oriented programming features like encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. Then we can here we can implement function overloading, then inheritance, function overriding, constructors, destructors, and operator overloading, then garbage collection. Many things will be there. Like those who don't know about object oriented programming, no need to worry about all these things, because in advanced Python there is one chapter called object oriented programming. So there we'll discuss in detail about object oriented programming, like what is a class, what is an object, whatever I've told now, all these we are going to discuss in advanced Python. Okay, so object oriented programming in Python, it is different from object oriented programming in Java and in .NET. Here it will change. Okay, definitions will be same only, but implementation will change here. Okay, and here you can see Python supports scripting language features like shell scripting, Perl scripting, like less coding will be there. Here will not write many lines of code. And here Python supports like a modular programming language features. Like here one language is there, module 3. Like you may not heard about module 3, it is a language. Okay, so in module 3, modular programming will be there. So when you are working with Python, when you write a program, when you write program in Python, that program will call it as module. Okay, so from the beginning we used to use this word module, because Python file or Python program we are calling it as module. Here we'll create modules. Okay, so when we are creating modules, what we are implementing, modular programming features we are implementing. Okay, so Python language, Python scripting language supports procedure oriented programming, object oriented programming features, scripting features, modular programming features. All these we are implementing here. Like some of you may think, if Python is supporting the features of all these programming languages, then you may think like then learning Python is difficult. As I told before, it is Python is easy to learn and easy to use. So now also I'll stick to the words what I said before. It is very easy. Okay, so if Python supports object oriented programming, if Python supports object-oriented programming, then here Python application. See, in the future when you work on Python projects, we have to create a class, we have to create an object. Without object-oriented programming, will not do projects, will not develop applications. Even in Django also, everything is based on class and objects only. Class, objects, all these will be there. So when you are working with any project, Python project or application, when object-oriented programming is implemented, then that application will get a security, flexibility, and reusability. All these will be there. Okay, so that application or project will get security. Security means not to data or not to information, whatever it is given. Security for the code in the project, and the flexibility will be there. Like anywhere we can use. It can integrate with any code. Okay, and extra reusability will be there. So code used in one module we can use in another module. Reusability will be there. So security, flexibility, reusability we can see in Python application or project when object-oriented programming is implemented. Okay, so here you can see the other features here. Here you can see seventh one, extensibility is there. So extensibility means other languages code, C, C++, Java, .NET code we can use in Python applications. And here you can see integrated is there. Integrated means in other languages applications. In other languages applications, Python code we can use it. Okay, as I said before, cross language communication yeah, is there. Okay, that we can do it. And here you can see large standard library is there. So in Python we can see, in Python we can see this thousands of libraries, thousands of modules. So by using them you can build applications or projects easily. And Python software foundation based on the requirement, based on the current requirement. So they are developing many new modules and they are introduced in Python. Okay, so whenever you want to develop any type of application or any type of project using a Python modules, it is done easily. Okay, so here 10th one is there. So this will take time for explanation, because in a 10th feature we have to discuss about strongly typed languages, loosely typed languages. Okay, then I should tell about 32-bit, 64-bit, like I have to execute some statements. All this is there. So 10th point will takes time. So now I am stopping here. So from 10th point we will continue in tomorrow's class. So tomorrow we'll discuss about 10th point, and we'll discuss about what applications we can develop in Python. Then we'll discuss about automation, and we'll see how to download the software. Okay, and how to download Python software, what is interactive mode, what is batch mode. So all these we are going to discuss in tomorrow's class. Those who have missed yesterday, day before yesterday classes, in YouTube my videos are available. Two demos are there, please watch, then so that you can follow the remaining classes. And those who did not register for the this particular batch, so please talk to online team. So please send mail or you can call to them, they will give response. Okay, so please talk to them, and they will ask about the payment details. They will send you the payment details also. So please register so that you can continue for the next classes. Okay, okay, then I'm signing off. Any doubts are there, you can ask me. No, see here offline classes are different here, and online classes means different. You please talk to them. Please talk to online team. Okay. Uh, I don't know about the pattern fees, how they are charging, but online is different. Like those are joined for offline classes. So I don't know how they are charging. Okay, but like additional fees you can pay. No, I don't know. You please talk to them. Whatever they say, you need to follow. Okay. Okay, then tomorrow we'll continue.